Whether you choose to accept it or not, there is an undeniable truth: behind everything visible, there is a creator, a hidden force, a spiritual intelligence shaping the seen and unseen. Life itself is not merely physical, it is deeply spiritual. The chair you sit on, the money you hold, even the conflicts and blessings you encounter are first birthed in the invisible world before manifesting in the material one. Poverty is never just a lack of currency. Witchcraft is not merely a tale from forgotten villages. Bad luck does not arrive as random coincidence. These are patterns, vibrations, and forces operating in subtle realms, leaving very real imprints on your home, your family, and your destiny. This is why tonight I must unveil to you an ancient yet simple act, one long hidden but preserved through generations: sprinkling holy water at your door. Consider the symbolism of your doorway. It is the place where you step out in pursuit of opportunity and where you return carrying provisions, memories, and blessings. But it is also the threshold where unseen forces attempt to block you, laying spiritual stumbling stones that create rejection, confusion, and loss. Many are unaware that ancestral struggles, generational curses, and demonic assignments often camp at the very threshold of their lives. That is why some people leave their homes only to be met with rejection, while others re-enter their homes weighed down by frustration and confusion. The doorway is not ordinary wood, stone, or metal. It is a portal. From ancient civilizations to present-day faith traditions, the wise have understood the mystery of cleansing thresholds. They knew that if the door is blessed, the house is safe, but if the door is cursed, the entire family suffers. Witches and practitioners of darkness know this too well. That is why thresholds are their favorite targets. They contaminate gates, sprinkle powders of misfortune, and whisper incantations at entrances to block prosperity. Yet, what they practice in darkness has its divine counterpoint in the light. Just as they sprinkle, you too can sprinkle, but not with poisons of darkness, rather with water sanctified by faith, infused with prayer, and ignited with divine authority. This is not superstition. This is spiritual law in action. The moment you take up this practice, the ground beneath your feet shifts. Poverty loses its resting place in your home. Witchcraft arrows find no landing. Bad luck, once clinging to your footsteps, dissolves into nothingness. Water, when consecrated, is no longer ordinary. It becomes a sacred vessel, a conductor of divine energy. In Eastern traditions, water symbolizes flow, renewal, and the cleansing of karma. In Christian mysticism, it is the element of purification and rebirth. In energy science, it is memory itself, able to carry frequencies of intention and transform environments. One sprinkle, when aligned with the right words, at the right place, with the right spirit, can shift everything. Many of you have worked tirelessly, yet wealth slips away. You have prayed fervently, yet misfortune stalks you. You have sought human solutions, yet enemies still rise. Why? Because the root of the battle is not natural, it is spiritual. And what is born in spirit must be resolved in spirit. Sprinkling holy water at your doorway is an act of cleansing, breaking, and sanctifying. It disconnects your household from curses and plugs it into the current of blessing. Imagine this: you step out tomorrow morning and instead of rejection, favor rushes toward you. You walk to your work or your business and instead of heaviness, you feel light. Clients flow instead of fleeing. Opportunities open instead of closing. This is not fantasy. It is the reality of spiritual law enacted through prophetic action. The same doorways once polluted with unseen shadows can be transformed into gates of light, prosperity, and angelic protection. Do not take this lightly. Doors are checkpoints in the unseen world. If you fail to guard them, anything can enter. But once you rise in faith, sprinkle holy water, and speak life, you construct an invisible barrier, a wall of fire, that witches cannot cross, poverty cannot settle in, and bad luck cannot attach itself to. In that moment, your door becomes an altar of protection, a gateway of abundance, and a signpost in the spirit declaring, "This home belongs to God, not the enemy. Timing, dear friend, is as vital as the act itself. In the unseen world, there are hours of heightened activity when spiritual traffic is most intense. Midnight, the early hours before dawn, and the rising of the sun, these are not random times. At midnight, darkness is busiest, plotting and sowing confusion. At dawn, the cosmos shifts into renewal, ushering in beginnings. And as the sun rises, it symbolizes illumination, the banishment of shadows. When you sprinkle holy water at these pivotal hours, your action collides with the rhythm of the spiritual realm. Demons searching for doorways scatter, while blessings waiting for permission find open gates. This is why the teaching you are hearing now is urgent. Delay is dangerous. Every day that passes without protection gives the adversary ground to stand on. But tonight, even as these words sink into your spirit, you can choose to act. You will not only learn how to prepare this holy water but also the precise moments to use it, the exact places to sprinkle it, and the prophetic words that activate its power. Because without timing, without faith, without declaration, many sprinkle in vain. They go through the motions but see no result, because they missed the essence of the act. Holy water is not ordinary liquid. It is water set apart, prayed over, and charged with divine authority. It is an element carrying the presence of the Almighty, because faith has been spoken into it. Without blessing, water is simply water. But when prayer, faith, and divine intention are released over it, that same water becomes a weapon of cleansing, a shield of protection, and a carrier of spiritual fire. In the physical realm, water washes dirt from the skin. But in the spiritual, holy water washes away invisible stains, curses, generational residue, and dark imprints left on your life. Just as you cannot see bacteria yet know their power, so too you may not always perceive curses, bad luck, or witchcraft with the natural eye. Yet their effects are undeniable. Throughout history, sacred traditions held this mystery in reverence. From Hebrew priests sprinkling water on the altar, to Buddhist monks blessing rivers and shrines, to shamans cleansing tribal gates with sacred springs, every culture that understood the energy of water recognized it as more than matter. It is memory, it is flow, it is spirit in liquid form. Witches and sorcerers still use water in their dark rituals, though theirs is polluted with corruption. You must counter their shadows with water consecrated in light. And do not fall into the trap of thinking holy water belongs only to priests, monks, or high initiates. You can prepare it in your own home. You need only clean water, faith in your heart, and words spoken in authority. The vessel, be it a glass, a bowl, or a jar, matters less than the conviction behind your prayer. Hold the water in both hands, lift it as an offering, and speak life into it. At that moment, what seems natural becomes supernatural. The ordinary is transfigured. Some may laugh, asking, how can water change my situation? They misunderstand the principle of spiritual contact. In divine mysteries, ordinary things often carry extraordinary power. A wooden staff parted the sea. A sling defeated a giant. Bread and wine became sacred covenant. In your hand, water prayed over becomes holy water, capable of driving away poverty, scattering witchcraft, and breaking bad luck. It is not superstition. It is divine technology. Another truth, holy water does not only cleanse. It seals. When you sprinkle it at your threshold, it wipes away the residue of past curses and then forms a protective barrier against future attacks. It is like disinfectant for your spirit, washing away contamination and creating a shield that resists reinfection. That is why this practice is not a one-time event but a rhythm, a spiritual hygiene to keep your home pure. Each sprinkling is both a renewal and a sealing, declaring to the universe that your household begins anew under divine guardianship. But understand this clearly, not every act of sprinkling is effective. Ordinary water without faith is just moisture. Holy water is activated only when prayer and belief converge with authority. Fear cannot charge water with light. Doubt cannot transform it into a shield. The mystery awakens only when conviction is poured in like fire. That is why tonight, as you hear these words, you must prepare not just your container of water but also your inner vessel, the heart that believes, the voice that declares, the spirit that commands. Think of your home as a spiritual territory. Just as nations guard their borders with gates and checkpoints, your household has entry points in the unseen. Holy water is your divine passport, your border seal, declaring to every intruding force, this land is taken. This ground belongs to light. Poverty, upon seeing the mark, withdraws. Witchcraft, encountering the seal, scatters. Bad luck hovers but cannot land. The threshold becomes not merely wood or stone but a line of covenant between heaven and your house. Do not underestimate the power of simplicity. Many chase complex rituals, expensive sacrifices, or mystical ceremonies, yet the solution is already at hand. The same water you drink can become a spiritual weapon when consecrated. In Eastern traditions, this is known as the law of subtle transformation, where the common is transfigured into the sacred through intention. In Christian teaching, it is the sanctification of the ordinary. In the science of vibration, it is frequency shift, the ability of water to store and transmit new energetic codes. What matters most is not the water but the words you release into it, and the belief you anchor behind those words. So how do you prepare it? Begin by selecting clean water, whether from a well, a bottle, or collected rain. Purity matters because water must symbolize renewal and life, not contamination. Place it in a vessel that feels honorable to you, a bowl, a glass, a jar. Hold it with both hands, for you are holding not just liquid but the raw potential of transformation. If possible, add a pinch of salt, an ancient purifier, symbol of covenant and permanence. Salt amplifies the act, but even without it, water alone, blessed with faith, is already potent. Position yourself in a quiet place where distraction cannot touch you. If you can, face east, the direction of dawn, of beginnings, of light rising over darkness. Lift the water slightly upward, offering it in humility to the source of all life. Then pray aloud. Do not whisper timidly. Speak with the certainty of one who knows the unseen obeys conviction. Declare boldly, this water is no longer ordinary. I bless it in the name of the Most High. Let it carry cleansing, protection, and deliverance. Let every drop destroy poverty, scatter witchcraft, and banish bad luck. Feel the shift as you speak. If you have scripture, a sacred text, or mantra, hold it as a point of contact, reinforcing that your authority is backed by timeless truth. Some read psalms of protection, others chant sutras of light. The form does not matter. The faith does. After prayer, pause in silence. Gaze at the water with new awareness. It looks unchanged to the eye, but in the spirit, it has been charged, sealed, and set apart. From that moment, treat it as holy. Do not pour it carelessly or drink it for thirst. It is no longer mere refreshment. It is a spiritual weapon in liquid form. Once the water has been consecrated, do not delay its purpose. Holy water in a jar, untouched, is dormant. It is in the act of sprinkling that the unseen forces are confronted and the environment is shifted. This is where preparation becomes power in motion. Stand at your main entrance, the primary gate of your home, because it is through this threshold that energies, both good and evil, seek passage. Hold the container of water in your right hand, the hand of authority. Take a breath, not of fear but of faith. Then move with deliberate intention. Dip your fingers or gently shake the vessel so drops of water touch the doorframe. Sprinkle at the top, the sides, and across the threshold where your feet step in and out. Though the drops may seem few, in the spirit they form a wall, a fiery boundary that no curse may cross. As you sprinkle, do not remain silent. Words are the activators of power. Say aloud, I seal this doorway with holy water. No poverty shall cross this threshold. Witchcraft is forbidden to enter here. Bad luck is banished from this house. This home is covered, protected, and blessed. These declarations are not empty, they are commands released into the spiritual current, vibrating into reality. Do not stop at the main door. Move through your house. Sprinkle at the back door, windows, and even the gate if you have one. Every potential entry must be marked. Evil often looks for the smallest crack, the unnoticed opening. Your job is to cover all. With each sprinkle, repeat your declarations boldly. The more you speak, the stronger the imprint left on the unseen. Timing enhances this act greatly. At midnight, when the enemy is most active, sprinkling scatters their operations. At dawn, when the universe awakens, sprinkling ushers in renewal. In the early morning, before the day's work, sprinkling sets a shield of favor before you step out. If these times are not possible, act whenever you can. Consistency and sincerity matter more than schedule. Yet aligning with cosmic rhythms often accelerates results. This is not a one-time cleansing. Think of it as spiritual hygiene. Just as dust always tries to return to a clean room, so too darkness seeks to re-enter. Some sprinkle daily, others weekly or monthly. Let discernment guide you. If the air in your home feels heavy, if arguments break out constantly, if strange dreams repeat, it is a sign the door needs cleansing again. Persistence builds protection until the enemy can no longer withstand your resistance. Even if your dwelling is small, even if you live in an apartment with a shared hallway, do not doubt the act. Sprinkle at your personal entrance, within your room, or across windows. Faith transcends size and space. Many have testified that even a few drops transformed their environment. Money stopped vanishing, quarrels ceased, nightmares disappeared, and opportunities began to flow. Sometimes, after the first sprinkling, you may feel resistance, strange occurrences, sudden challenges. Do not be alarmed. This is often the enemy's final push, a desperate attempt to reclaim territory. Persist. Every sprinkle weakens their hold. Every declaration drives them further. Soon they will surrender, and peace will settle over your home. Remember, persistence breaks resistance. When you have sprinkled, close your eyes for a moment. Visualize your door glowing with light, angels stationed as guardians, shadows fleeing in fear. See your home as a fortress. This inner picture strengthens your faith, and what you hold in vision is soon birthed in reality. From that moment, step back into your home with the confidence of one who has secured a covenant. You are no longer vulnerable. Your threshold is sealed. Your household is covered. But there is a deeper key to understand. When you sprinkle holy water, your hands and your mouth must work together. The act of sprinkling opens the gate in the unseen, but it is the prophetic words you release that fill that open space with power. Words are never empty, they are seeds, weapons, decrees that shape the fabric of reality. This is why even witches chant while scattering their powders. They know sound activates energy. But remember, your declarations carry greater weight because they are backed by divine authority. As you sprinkle, begin with cleansing decrees. Say aloud, I cleanse this door of every curse, every shadow, every spirit of poverty, every mark of witchcraft, every trace of bad luck. Picture yourself scrubbing the threshold with your words. Imagine stains being washed off, as if invisible dirt is rinsed away with each syllable. Let your spirit feel the cleansing. Then shift to declarations of rejection. Speak as though installing locks, no curse shall pass through this gate. No witchcraft shall cross this threshold. Poverty shall not dwell here. Bad luck has no place in this home. These words are barriers. They prevent what was once evicted from finding re-entry. In the unseen, your door now holds an invisible sign, access denied to darkness. But cleansing and rejecting are not enough. You must replace. The spiritual realm abhors emptiness. If you cast out misfortune and leave the doorway vacant, shadows will attempt to return. Fill the vacuum with blessings. Declare, I welcome abundance through this door. I invite peace into this home. Prosperity, joy, love, health, and divine favor are now free to enter. From this day, everyone who enters carries blessing, and everyone who leaves departs with blessing. Repeat these words until they burn into your spirit. Prophetic decrees are like hammering nails. The first strike begins, but repeated strikes drive them deep until they hold firm. Say 3 times, poverty, go. Poverty, go. Poverty, go. Let your voice echo with finality. Say, witchcraft, scatter. Scatter. Scatter, until you sense release. Repetition engraves authority into the atmosphere. Personalize your declarations. Mention your family, your children, your work, your business. Say, my children shall never suffer lack. My business shall prosper. My name shall not be linked with bad luck. This house shall never shelter darkness. The more personal your words, the stronger your faith anchors. Do not be timid. Raise your voice. The unseen does not bow to whispers. Spiritual warfare demands boldness. Speak as though unseen enemies are listening, because they are. Declare, I break every chain of failure. I command monitoring spirits to flee. I cancel every assignment of loss. Only goodness and mercy may pass through this door. Another powerful key, declare the opposite of what you have been experiencing. If money has been vanishing, decree, from today, money multiplies in this house. If quarrels have been constant, declare, from today, peace reigns here. If sickness has entered often, proclaim, from today, health and long life dwell in this home. By reversing the narrative with your words, you rewrite destiny. End with a sealing decree. Speak, this door is now sealed with holy water and divine protection. Poverty is banished. Witchcraft is scattered. Bad luck is broken. Only blessing, prosperity, and favor shall enter. This house is untouchable, unshakable, unstoppable. With those words, the gate is locked in the spirit. The covenant is sealed. The wall is raised. Before you rush into this sacred act, there are warnings you must take seriously. Many attempt spiritual practices half-heartedly and then wonder why nothing changes. The first warning is this: never sprinkle with fear. Fear is faith in the enemy, and it empowers what you dread. If you stand at your doorway trembling, convinced that witches are stronger than your God, you have already weakened the act. Approach this ritual with courage, with the certainty that the one who created water is also the one who gives you authority over every curse. Second, do not contaminate holy water by mixing it with ungodly practices. Some take consecrated water and add charms, talismans, or occult objects, thinking they are strengthening it. In truth, they neutralize its power. Holy means set apart. Once you blend it with darkness, you strip it of light and invite greater attacks. Keep it pure. Keep it simple. Keep it sacred. Third, never treat this act as entertainment or performance. Do not sprinkle to impress neighbors or to show off online. The spirit world is not a stage for drama. This is warfare. When you sprinkle holy water, you confront real forces, and they respond only to genuine conviction. Pretenders gain nothing, and worse, they risk stirring battles they are unprepared to fight. Another warning: holy water is not a magic wand. It is a tool, but your life must align with divine principles. If you sprinkle at midnight but spend the day sowing hatred, lies, or greed, you open doors even as you close them. Do not cleanse your doorway while cursing others with your tongue. Do not seal your house in the night but poison it with bitterness by day. Holy water functions best in an atmosphere of sincerity, peace, and righteousness. Let me give you glimpses of those who acted with faith. A woman once plagued by financial leakage, her salary vanishing every month into unexpected crises, decided to prepare holy water. She sprinkled at her doorway for 7 nights, declaring, money shall not leak from this house. Within weeks, her finances stabilized. For the first time in years, she saved. The cycle of poverty broke. A family torn apart by constant quarrels could not find peace under their roof. Husband and wife fought daily, children grew restless. They sprinkled holy water at every door and window, declaring unity and love. Days later, laughter returned, arguments softened, and even visitors remarked on the peace in the air. It was not coincidence, it was the cleansing of atmosphere and the sealing of harmony. Another man was tormented by recurring dreams of strange animals entering his home. He realized the enemy had targeted his doorway. For 3 consecutive nights, he sprinkled holy water at midnight, commanding protection. Instantly, the dreams stopped. He never again saw those dark visitations. His home became a fortress, proof that what is revealed in dreams can be reversed in waking life through action. Yet discernment is needed. Sometimes after the first sprinkling, attacks may momentarily increase. Do not panic. This is often the enemy's last attempt, resisting the eviction notice you have served. Be consistent. Each sprinkling weakens their grip until they flee completely. Also, listen to your inner guidance. If you sense heaviness in your home, if quarrels suddenly flare, if strange losses occur, take it as a sign to sprinkle again. Discernment will show you when reinforcement is needed. Finally, guard your practice with wisdom. Not everyone should know what you do. Some will mock, some may oppose, some may try to counteract it. Share only with those who understand spiritual things, or keep it between you and God. Discernment is not only about spirits, it is also about people. Protect your mystery, and your mystery will protect you. Now that the warnings have settled into your heart, it is time to move into final activation. Knowledge without action is powerless. You can hear 1,000 teachings, watch countless testimonies, but unless your own hands rise to sprinkle, your situation remains unchanged. Tonight, not tomorrow, not next week, but tonight, take water, prepare it with faith, and declare boldly at your door. This is not mere ritual, it is warfare. This is not superstition, it is divine strategy. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine your doorway. In your mind's eye, see chains of poverty snapping as drops of water touch the frame. See shadows of witchcraft scattering like smoke before the wind. See the heavy cloak of bad luck tearing apart and dissolving into nothingness. The spiritual world responds instantly when you act. Though your natural eyes may not perceive it yet, the unseen realm shifts the moment faith meets action. Say these words aloud as you sprinkle, "By this holy water, I seal my home. I break every curse at my doorway. I banish every spirit of poverty, every witchcraft attack, every shadow of bad luck. From this day forward, only blessings, prosperity, and peace may enter through my doors. My family is covered. My life is secure." Speak until you feel a release in your spirit. This is your decree, your shield, your covenant. But the act does not end there. Maintain the atmosphere. Every time you step out of your home, whisper, "This house is blessed." Every time you return, declare, "This ground is holy." These small daily affirmations keep your home charged with divine vibration. Over time, your threshold will not only repel darkness but radiate light so strongly that even visitors feel peace the moment they cross it. Do not keep this secret locked away. There are others in your family, your community, even among your friends, who silently suffer under curses and oppression. Share this knowledge with them. Invite them to try it, to witness the shift. Your testimony can become the key that frees another. What is practiced in secret can bless openly. When you share wisdom, you multiply deliverance. And here is a simple yet powerful step. In the comments section of this very teaching, write the words, "I sprinkle," followed by the country you are from. This is not just interaction, it is public testimony. It declares that across nations, people are rising in unity to cleanse and protect their homes. Your one comment could ignite courage in someone across the world who is waiting for a sign to act. Remember also, this is not entertainment. This channel is not about feeding curiosity, it is about empowerment. We expose mysteries the enemy fears most. If you skip even one teaching, you may miss a key that unlocks your breakthrough. Subscribe, not for vanity, but for vigilance. Each video carries strategies of light, and when you engage, you spread that light further into the algorithm, reaching those trapped in darkness. Tonight, as you take up your water, as you lift it in prayer, as you sprinkle with boldness, something irreversible happens. Chains break. Arrows return to their sender. Doors of favor swing open. Poverty, witchcraft, and bad luck no longer linger at your gate. Instead, your threshold becomes a passage of prosperity, a crossing of peace, a fortress of divine protection. Let us go deeper into the mystery of why holy water works. Water is not just a liquid, it is the foundation of life and the carrier of vibration. Science itself confirms that water holds memory, that its molecules shift depending on the energy and intention poured into it. The ancients knew this long before modern discovery. That is why water has always been used in rituals of purification, rebirth, and consecration. When you speak faith into water, you are encoding it with a new frequency. When you sprinkle it, you release that frequency into your environment, and everything in the space begins to align with the vibration of blessing. In the natural world, water washes dirt from the skin. In the spiritual world, holy water washes invisible stains from the soul. It clears away generational curses, ancestral burdens, and attachments of darkness that try to cling to your life. Just as you cannot see germs but still trust soap and water to cleanse them away, so too you must trust the unseen cleansing of sanctified water. Another secret, holy water carries both the power of renewal and the power of sealing. Renewal means whatever has been blocking your blessings before is washed away. Sealing means a barrier is raised so those same forces cannot easily return. Think of it as disinfecting your spirit and then locking the door so no new contamination enters. That is why those who practice this ritual regularly see lasting change. It is not one act but a rhythm of cleansing and protection. Water has always symbolized beginnings. When you prepare holy water, you declare, "A new season starts for my home." You reset the atmosphere. Many who practice it notice sudden shifts, opportunities opening, strange heaviness lifting, attacks ceasing abruptly. This is not accident. It is the law of renewal. When old stains are washed away, new light has space to enter. But never forget, without prayer, without faith, water remains ordinary. A bowl of water with fear in the heart is powerless. Holy water is activated when faith speaks into it, when conviction transforms it, when the authority of your word seals it. That is why I guide you step by step, so you do not stumble in guesswork. You will know exactly what to do. Imagine your home as sacred territory. Just as nations guard their borders with marks and seals, so must you guard your spiritual gates. Holy water is the divine stamp that declares, "This ground is covered. This family is untouchable. Poverty cannot land here. Witchcraft cannot stay here. Bad luck cannot cross this line." Your doorway becomes not just an entrance but a covenant. Do not think you need elaborate ingredients. The Creator uses the simple to confound the strong. Moses had a staff, David a sling, Elijah a cloak, and each became a weapon in their hand. In your hand, water becomes holy water, a weapon of cleansing and blessing. The miracle is not in the complexity, it is in the faith. From this moment on, see your threshold differently. It is not just a frame of wood or iron. It is a spiritual gate, and what you allow or forbid there will shape your destiny. When you sprinkle holy water, you do not just clean, you consecrate, you seal, you declare ownership in the unseen. And when you do, the atmosphere of your home shifts permanently. Now let us step into the most important action, the actual sprinkling at your doorway. Preparation is sacred, but execution is power. Stand at your main entrance, the gate where life flows in and out. Hold the container in your right hand, the hand of covenant authority. Do not rush. Take a slow, deep breath, aligning your heart with faith, not fear. In that moment, know that you are not holding ordinary water. You are holding a weapon, a shield, a liquid flame charged with divine energy. Dip your fingers or tilt the vessel so drops fall deliberately. Touch the top beam, the side posts, and the threshold under your feet. Mark every corner. Each drop is more than liquid, it is a line of fire, a seal of light. As you sprinkle, release your voice with conviction. Declare, I seal this doorway with holy water. No curse shall cross here. Witchcraft scatters at this gate. Poverty flees from this home. Bad luck dissolves in the name of the Almighty. This house is covered, protected, and blessed. Do not stop there. Move deeper into your home. Sprinkle at the back door, the windows, even small cracks where shadows may enter. If you have a gate, go there as well. The enemy often searches for overlooked places. Cover every entrance with drops of consecration, each accompanied by words of decree. With every sprinkle, see the unseen barriers rise, invisible walls forming around your dwelling. Timing magnifies the impact. At midnight, when darkness whispers, sprinkling scatters their schemes. At dawn, when creation resets, sprinkling welcomes new beginnings. At sunrise, when light conquers shadow, sprinkling seals your day with victory. If you cannot align perfectly, act anyway. But know that these cosmic rhythms enhance the flow of energy, making your act resonate even more powerfully in the unseen. And remember, once is powerful, but repetition builds fortresses. Just as a soldier sharpens his blade again and again, so must you renew your protection. Some sprinkle daily, others weekly, some monthly. Let your spirit guide you. If you sense heaviness, if arguments stir, if dreams trouble you, take it as a signal. Sprinkle again. Consistency is the rhythm that wears down resistance. Even in small apartments, even with shared doors, do not doubt the act. Sprinkle what you can, where you can. Faith is not limited by space. One drop at your entrance can transform your entire environment. Testimonies prove this, families reporting sudden peace, finances stabilizing, strange nightmares ceasing, opportunities appearing. All triggered by the prophetic act of marking their threshold with holy water. Yes, sometimes resistance will rise. After the first sprinkling, attacks may flare. Do not fear. This is proof that your act struck the enemy's root. They fight hardest when eviction is near. But persistence weakens them until they surrender completely. Remember, persistence breaks resistance. Continue until the atmosphere shifts permanently. When you are finished, pause. Close your eyes. Imagine light flowing like a river over your door. See angels stationed like guards. See poverty, witchcraft, and misfortune fleeing in terror. Let this vision brand your spirit. The unseen bows to what is held in the heart with faith. Walk back inside your home as one clothed in authority, confident that your gate is sealed, your family secured, your destiny protected. Now that you have learned the mystery and walked through the steps, let us bring this teaching to its final seal. Holy water is not theory, it is practice. And practice must be embraced with both urgency and sincerity. Do not postpone, because delay gives darkness more ground. The enemy does not wait to strike, so why should you wait to defend? Tonight, even before you sleep, take action. Prepare your water, pray over it, and sprinkle it with bold declarations at your door. Say aloud, by this holy water, I cleanse my doorway. I break every curse, I scatter every witchcraft, I cancel every spirit of poverty, I dissolve every shadow of bad luck. From this day forward, this home is a fortress of light, a gate of blessing, a sanctuary of peace. Speak it until your voice carries fire, until your heart feels release, until your spirit knows the decree is sealed. From that moment, begin cultivating a daily atmosphere of blessing. Every time you step through your doorway, whisper a prayer, "This ground is holy." Every time you open your gate, declare, "This house is covered." Small affirmations build a culture of authority. Over time, your home becomes more than shelter, it becomes a beacon, radiating peace, prosperity, and divine favor to all who enter. And remember, your testimony is not only for you. Share this mystery with others who are silently suffering. A neighbor weighed down by quarrels, a friend drained by constant loss, a family member trapped in cycles of misfortune, they too can be freed by what you now know. Do not hoard light. Spread it. What you share multiplies. Deliverance in your home can inspire deliverance in another. Even here, declare publicly. In the comments of this teaching, write, "I sprinkle," followed by your nation. This is more than digital engagement. It is a global testimony, a collective rising of voices across borders declaring that households everywhere are sealing their gates with holy water. Your words may ignite courage in someone halfway across the world, and their breakthrough may begin with your witness. Now I speak over you, as you sprinkle holy water at your doorway, may chains of poverty break permanently. May witchcraft arrows reverse to their senders. May shadows of misfortune scatter from your bloodline. May your threshold become a portal of favor, a crossing of peace, and your home a fortress of prosperity. Receive this now, not tomorrow, not someday, now. Rise. Prepare your water. Pray. Sprinkle. Declare. And watch the unseen world bow to your authority. You will sleep in peace. You will rise in victory. And soon, you will testify that what was hidden in mystery has now become your reality. This is not the end. This is your beginning.